Some people call me Old Glory. Others call me the Star-Spangled Banner. But whatever they call me, I am your flag, the flag of the United States of America. Something has been bothering me, so I thought I might talk it over with you, because it's about you and me. I remember some time ago, people lined up on both sides of the street to watch the parade, and naturally I was leading every parade, proudly waving in the breeze. When your daddy saw me coming, he immediately removed his hat and placed it against his left shoulder, so his hand was directly over his heart. Remember? And you, I remember you, standing there straight as a soldier. You didn't have a hat, but you were giving the right salute. Remember, little sister? Not to be outdone, she was saluting the same as you, with her right hand over her heart. Remember? What happened? I'm still the same old flag. Oh, I have a few more stars since you were a boy. A lot more blood has been shed since those parades of long ago. But now, I don't feel as proud as I used to. When I come down the street, you just stand there with your hands in your pockets, and I may get a small glance, and then you look away. When I see the children running around and shouting, they don't seem to know who I am. I saw one man take his hat off and then look around, and he didn't see anyone else take theirs off, so he quickly put his back on. On June 14, 1777, President George Washington signed an act of Congress saying, "Resolved, that the flag of the United States be made of 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation." The flag of the United States was now official. It is believed that Congressman Francis Hopkinson introduced the design to Congress, and that Betsy Ross made the first flag in her seamstress shop in Philadelphia. As new states were admitted to the Union, a new star and a new stripe was added to the flag. When this got to be a problem, Congress passed another act on April 4, 1888, fixing the number of stripes to 13 and a star for each state. The new star would be added the 4th of July following the admission of the new state. According to popular legend, the first American flag was made by Betsy Ross, a Philadelphia seamstress who was acquainted with George Washington, leader of the Continental Army, and other influential Philadelphians. In May 1776, so the story goes, General Washington and 2 representatives from the Continental Congress visited Ross at her upholstery shop and showed her a rough design of the flag. Although Washington initially favored using a star with 6 points, Ross advocated for a 5-pointed star, which could be cut with just one quick snip of the scissors, and the gentlemen were won over. Unfortunately, historians have never been able to verify this charming version of events, although it is known that Ross made flags for the Navy of Pennsylvania. The story of Washington's visit to the flag maker became popular about the time of the country's first centennial, after William Canby, a grandson of Ross, told about her role in shaping U.S. history in a speech given at the Philadelphia Historical Society in March 1870. What is known is that the first unofficial national flag, called the Grand Union Flag or the Continental Colors, was raised at the behest of General Washington near his headquarters outside Boston, Massachusetts, on January 1, 1776. The flag had 13 alternating red and white horizontal stripes, and the British Union flag, a predecessor of the Union Jack, in the canton. Another early flag had a rattlesnake and the motto, "Don't tread on me." The first official national flag, also known as the Stars and Stripes, was approved by the Continental Congress on June 14, 1777. The blue canton contained 13 stars, representing the original 13 colonies, but the layout varied. Although nobody knows for sure who designed the flag, it may have been Continental Congress member Francis Hopkinson. After Vermont and Kentucky were admitted to the Union in 1791 and 1792 respectively, 2 more stars and 2 more stripes were added in 1795. This 15-star, 15-stripe flag was the Star-Spangled Banner that inspired lawyer Francis Scott Key to write the poem that later became the U.S. national anthem. In 1818, after 5 more states had gained admittance, Congress passed legislation fixing the number of stripes at 13 and requiring that the number of stars equal the number of states. The last new star, bringing the total to 50, was added on July 4th, 1960, after Hawaii became a state. Military funeral honors have always been provided whenever possible. However, the law now mandates the rendering of military funeral honors for an eligible veteran if requested by the family. As provided by law, an honor guard detail for the burial of an eligible veteran shall consist of not less than 2 members of the armed forces. 1 member of the detail shall be a representative of the parent service of the deceased veteran. The honor detail will, at a minimum, perform a ceremony that includes the folding and presenting of the American flag to the next of kin and the playing of taps. Taps will be played by a bugler if available, or by electronic recording. Today, there are so few buglers available that the military services often cannot provide one. Another veteran has been called to the high command. He has gone to report to the commander of us all.
Honor detail.
On behalf of the President of the United States and a grateful nation, I present to you the flag under which our comrade served. May God hold you in the hollow of his hand. My flag is old and ready to be retired. What should I do? Section 8K of the Flag Code states, quote, "The flag, when it is in such condition that it is no longer a fitting emblem for display, should be destroyed in a dignified way, preferably by burning," end quote. We recommend that you contact your local Veteran of Foreign Wars or American Legion post and ask for help properly disposing.
Today, we retire this flag of the United States of America, which has served us so well for many years. It is important to note the distinction we make when we retire the colors. This flag, like a man or woman whose working years have come to an end, is not to be discarded, not to be ignored, not to be forgotten. The history of the American flag and its representation gives us insight to the importance and significance of this most visible symbol of our country. The American flag, one of the oldest of the national standards of the world, was first authorized by Congress on June 14, 1977. This date is now observed as Flag Day throughout America. As Legionnaires, we are all familiar with the plight of the American flag today. Since a 1989 Supreme Court decision, there has been no legal protection for the American flag. There is no law to stop those who wish to desecrate the flag, and there is no punishment for those who succeed.
Today, as we gather together for the ceremony to dispose of this flag, the question of why we are burning the American flag may come to mind. Why do we choose to burn the American flag when it comes time to retire it? The reason dates back before the birth of Christ. According to Brassey's Encyclopedia of Military History and Biography, during a battle, the greatest dishonor a Roman legion could suffer was the loss of its flag. In Napoleon's day, European soldiers would risk their lives to save the flag. Regiments were known to stand their ground and die if necessary to give their flag bearer time to escape. Universally, if a military post were about to be captured, the men in the unit would burn the flag lest it should fall into enemy hands. To those military personnel, the possible capture of the flag symbolized so much more than the loss of a piece of cloth.
To them, the flag was a symbol of freedom, liberty, truth, and salvation. It was a symbol that needed to be protected and revered. To them, there was no greater defeat than to lose the flag. That was why they chose to burn it rather than to let it fall into enemy hands. The American flag served in times of war, just as we did. It returned to us, perhaps unharmed, perhaps permanently marked with scars of battle, just as we did. The flag is a symbol of our nation and an enduring reflection of our own lives. The first formal decision to burn the American flag as a means of retiring it came on June 14, 1923. That's when representatives from 68 organizations met in Washington for a conference called and conducted by the American Legion to draft an authentic code of flag etiquette.
This code was accepted and later passed into law by Congress. A portion of the code states, the flag, when it is in such condition that no longer a fitting emblem for display, should be destroyed in a dignified way, preferably by burning. You see, the difference in the burning of this American flag and of those destroyed in demonstrations is the fact that we are not burning this flag as a means of protest. We are not burning this flag to draw attention to ourselves or to upset and anger others. We are not burning this flag out of hatred and disrespect for the country it represents. The flag is burned with the utmost respect for the United States. The flag is burned to honor all of those who fought beneath its stars and stripes. The flag is burned in remembrance of those who died defending our country.
The burning of this final step in the retirement of this great symbol of the United States of America. In 1937, the American Legion began promoting the use of a public flag disposal ceremony as part of Flag Day activities. Since then, posts around the country have adopted this method for disposing of the unserviceable flags. This ceremony is a solemn occasion. An American flag may be a flimsy bit of painted gauze or a beautiful banner of finest silk. Its intrinsic value may be trifling or great, but its real value is beyond price, for it is the precious symbol of all that we and our comrades have worked for and lived for and died for, a free nation of free people, true to the faith of the past, devoted to the ideals of justice, freedom, and democracy. The American flag is a historic, spirited, and patriotic symbol that has flown above the great country for more than 200 years.
The flag first flew over 13 states along the Atlantic seaboard, with a population of some 3 million people. Today it flies over 50 states, extending across the continent and over great islands of 2 oceans, and 250 million citizens owe it allegiance. It has attained this proud position by love and sacrifice. Citizens have advanced it, and heroes have died for it. It is the sign made visible of the strong spirit that has brought liberty and prosperity to the people of America. It is the flag of all of us alike. Let us accord it honor and loyalty.
Attention! Port arm! Ready on the firing line. Ready, aim, fire! Ready, aim, fire! Ready, aim, one. Dead arm.
Bugler, sound off.